Hi, I am Mohsen, and this is part 4 in Simon Fraser University's 6-part screencast on successful and ethical exam writing. In this part, I will give you a couple of strategies for answering multiple choice questions, information on how to prepare for tests, whether multiple choice or in another format, is covered in part 1 of this series. And part 3 reminds you to answer easy questions first and leave the difficult ones for later. Students most commonly identify multiple choice as the most challenging exam format because they tend to become confused by the options given. For the most part, multiple choice questions are only worth 1 mark each, and there is no penalty for guessing. For that reason, you need to discipline yourself to spend a limited amount of time puzzling over a question that you are confused about. If, for example, there are 60 multiple choice questions to be completed in 60 minutes, that's 1 minute per question. Don't rush through the test as some people do if they are anxious and just want to get out of there. But if you have thought about it for close to the 1 minute mark and haven't yet figured out the answer, you need to force yourself to choose one option, move on, and forget about it. Although that might result in losing the mark for that question, applying that strategy consistently will likely result in a higher overall grade for the test. I will show you another important strategy for taking multiple choice tests using these example questions from a human biology class. It's a good example of an application question in which you are to take your knowledge of the functions of rods and cones in light adaptation and apply it to an example. You are much more likely to get questions like these than a memorization question that asks, for example, which of these types of receptors adapt better in the dark? I will pause for 10 seconds while you read the question in full. Confusing? Often confusion stems from options being similar, either in their wording, like in this question, or by using concepts with only subtle differences between them as options. Usually the options are more confusing than the question stem itself. This is why a good strategy is to read only the question stem at first and ignore the options. If you are writing a test on paper, cover up the options with a blank piece of paper or your hand. That allows you to think about the concept in the question, uninterrupted by confusing information. If you remember which of rods or cones adapts faster to changes in light and which adapts better, you can probably think of the right answer before you even see the option. If that's the case, you can quickly scan the options and pick out the answer you are thinking of. If you think an answer is right, read it carefully in full, just in case there is a subtle difference before answering. If it happens to be the first or second answer listed and you are sure that's the correct, best, and only response, you might not even have to read the other options. saving yourself time. But if you are unsure, think of more than one answer when you are looking at the question stem, or if it is the type of question that could have more than one right answer, you need to make sure that there isn't an option at the bottom like both B and C, or all of the above. For more information, look at the resource from the University of Toronto given at the bottom of this slide. In addition to providing the example I have been using, the resource will show you the 10 most common types of multiple choice questions and will give you specific strategies for answering each type. Less confusion and reading carefully with a clear head will save you considerable time. Did you hear some new ideas that might help you write your next multiple choice test? Why not write them down as you won't forget to try them? If you want more information about answering multiple choice questions, the orange Learning and Studying tile at the top of Student Learning Commons homepage has a link called Types of Exams that has the U of T resource and other resources with more suggestion about multiple choice exams, as well as other types of exams. Thanks for watching this presentation and good luck with your exam.